What's going on, guys? Today we're going to go through the top 5 best foot pegs for your adventure bike. Primarily the KLR. I have the KLR, so I went shopping. It was very difficult to find out which peg was going to be best for me based on the sizes and also the fitment. So what I did is I ordered everything that I thought that I liked, or I saw that I liked, and pretty much I was going to weed out the bad ones. My effort and my time in doing that, I figured I'd share it with you guys. Maybe you guys could get something out of it. Just so you know, I wear a size 13 shoe, so I do have kind of a big foot. That's kind of why I was looking for more of a larger peg. If you have maybe size 9, size 10, you might be fine with some of the the basic pegs out there. But these ones that we're going to go through today are kind of the larger size. So just keep that in mind, okay? The first ones that I have are from Amazon. Next I have some from IMS. These are the IMS Super Stocks. After that we're going to go through these are Warp 9 by 3D Cycle. These are the IMS Adventure Twos. And then we have the Tusk Billet, plus the Tusk Billet pegs, okay? First things first, we'll go through the Amazon order. So real quick on the Amazon order, when I first ordered them, I didn't know the fitment that I needed exactly, so I actually ordered the wrong ones. But when I received them, I was so happy with the weight of them, the size of them, the grip that I think that they'll have, that I really thought that was the way I was going to go. Even though they weren't the right peg for my bike, I contacted maybe it was the owner or whoever runs that Amazon account, and they were able to direct me in the right direction and put me onto the ones that will fit my bike. So I'll show you the ones that didn't fit my bike, and they're right here. Now, okay, the pegs for Amazon, the ones that I ordered that were incorrect are, and this is the actual platform, not including the part that's going to go and hook up to the part of your bike. So we're at 4 1/4 long, and we are almost 2.5 inches wide. So that for me, that will cover my foot. Now, the pegs that actually are for my bike are a little bit different. They're configured differently. They have the attachment that goes to your bike separate, so you can actually back your pegs up if you want, or you can scoot it forward, which is actually perfect for somebody like me who has large feet. And then the platform itself is 4.5 inches long and almost 2.5 inches wide. So it's the same exact platform that we already reviewed, just with different attachment components to scoot the peg forward and backward. So I really like that. And what I liked about it most, honestly, was that it was $40. I think they came in 4 or 5 days, and I love ordering through Amazon because returning anything from them is so easy. I love it. So yeah, what is also pretty cool about these, since they have the little, I'm not sure what you call them, but these little screws, you can tighten the screws more than others or loosen them, so on and so forth, so you can angle the platform the way you want. Maybe you want it pointed forward or out or in, behind, so on and so forth. So I thought that was pretty cool. And again, since it's $40, you really can't go wrong with that. $50 to get it within 4 or 5 days. So that was awesome. Moving on, we're going to go to the IMS Super Stocks. I think they're like $80 or $100. Again, I'll put the links below to them. These were pretty cool when I first received them. They're definitely sturdy, I'll tell you that. They're definitely sturdy. As far as the size goes, length we're looking at, and again, this is not including the part that attaches to the bike. The length is almost 3 1/4, and the width is 2 inches. So it's substantially smaller than the previous foot peg that we just reviewed. And for me, that was a deal breaker right off the top. And that it's not black. I want black since my bike is black. But I could always spray paint it if the foot peg was what I needed it to be, but it's not. I'm sure that they're great for people who don't need such large foot pegs. But for me, they just, obviously they're not going to work. I thought it was pretty cool. The center is pretty compressed or consolidated, kind of bunched in there. Maybe mud will pack a little bit tighter than you want. Something to think about. These IMS Super Stock, just so you know, I ordered them from 3D Cycle. They're pretty quick on the shipment, maybe 4 or 5 days. For them anywhere else, but I also didn't see them popping up anywhere in my search of more foot pegs to find. So I would say that they're pretty limited to 3D Cycle. Anyways, these are very similar to the first ones that we reviewed. They have the screws all the way around and in the middle of the unit. You can screw them tighter or loosen them depending on which way you want to angle the platform. So that's pretty cool. The size on these are, you're looking at 4 1/4 exactly on the length, and 2 1/4 on the width. So these are arguably the largest ones that we have, other than the first. Maybe they're the same size as the first ones. I really like these. I think they're pretty sturdy. One downfall to these is that you cannot scoot the foot peg forward and backward. I've only found that on the first pair of pegs that we reviewed. And again, those were from Amazon. Other than that, these are a little bit more basic. At first, I was going to go with these. I really like these. Especially because they're black, but the fact that I can scoot the foot peg forward or backward depending on the bike and the way it's set up, I think is really cool. So I'll probably go with those. Moving on, next we have the IMS Adventure Twos. Now these are, I'm going to tell you right now, these are the largest out of all of the foot pegs. When you see them online, you're like, okay, they're large, but when you get them and they arrive, it's like, it's enormous, it's nuts. So here's the Warp 9s that we just went over. Those are, whatever I said, 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. The Adventure 2s, it's crazy. They're way bigger and wider, and they're heavier. I won't say substantially, but they're definitely heavier. Now, the deal breaker for me is they're not black. And honestly, they're almost too big. But they definitely look sturdy. They have plenty of teeth to grip your boots. The little bulge here goes facing forward. I thought it went facing backward. Wrong. It goes facing forward. So the balls of your feet can have more of a platform to rest on instead of it going more towards your heel. These are like $200, $250, I think. These were the most expensive out of all of them, but I would say that they have the most material in them, so I would say it makes sense. They're pretty cool. Everybody laughs about them. They're so big. You know, I think it depends on your foot size. I could see myself using them. The fact that they're not black, I don't like that. I'll probably go with the very first ones. I'm sure they'll be good enough for me. But if not, then I would go to the IMSs. They're called the IMS Adventure Twos. Last set of pegs we're going to go over are the Tusk Billet pegs. Now, I will say that the Tusk Billet race foot pegs really have a nice finish. They have a shine to them. It's like a copper metallic. I'm not sure, but it really does look nice, very sharp. One thing that I will say about these is that there's no teeth in the middle of the peg, so I'm not sure how that plays out. If you'll feel that, I'm sure that you would feel that. Now, the billets that go around on the foot pegs seem to be sharper and more pointy than what's on the other pegs, even the teeth. The size on these, we're looking at almost 3.5. I'm sorry. The length on these, you're looking at almost 4 inches. I'd say 3.25 or 3 3/4. 3 3/4 long and 2.5 inches wide. So these are the widest pegs, but they're among the widest pegs, but they're not the longest. They're kind of like fat and chunky. So maybe you like that more. I would say off the top of my head that since there's no teeth in the middle of these pegs, it'd be a lot more harder to maneuver your foot the way that you want on the pegs, sliding them on and off and under your clutch and so on and so forth. Anyways though, I just wanted to show you guys what's out there as far as large foot pegs. Again, just a quick recap. The Amazon foot pegs here, $40. You have the ability to scoot them forward or backward. 1 second. Alexa, off. Sorry. You have the ability to scoot these forward and backward, which is very cool. The IMS Super Stocks, I would say, are the most basic out of everything here. Just solid foot pegs, but I wouldn't say they're on the larger end by any means. And I got those from 3D Cycle. Again, I think they were $100 maybe. The Warp 9s, those are probably my second runner-up. Really like the way that they are made. They definitely look and feel very strong. I like that the center has the screws as well. You're gonna have grip in the center of the peg. If they had the ability to scoot forward and backward, I would probably go with these above everything. The IMS Adventure Twos, incredibly large, largest here. If you have large feet, I mean, these are definitely worth a try. At $250 though, it's like, that's a lot of money when you can get these for $40. Something to think about. Also, they're heavy. They're definitely heavy. And then lastly, the Tusk Billet pegs. I'd say that they look the best out of everything here. They're more of a chunky pedal peg instead of the rest of them that have kind of that 4:2 or even 5:2.5 ratio. But they definitely look nice. I think they're $100 or something like that, 150 maybe tops. I'll put the links to everything down below. That way you can check them out and see what you like. All right, cool. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, real quick, by the way, drop my bike. I'll show you. Oh. All right, guys, cool. I hope you liked the video. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.